Okay, ready to dive into this? I'm stoked about the Thirukul.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah, you guys sent over a ton of excerpts and commentaries.
Timeless.
Yeah, and I gotta say,
It's incredible how relevant it still is.
it's like finding a life manual, right?
Getting
So for anyone who's new to this whole thing,
Yeah.
the Thirukkural, it's split into three sections: Aram, Porul, and Inbam.
Right.
Almost sounds like,
They do have a certain ring to them.
like Greek gods or something, right?
Yeah.
But instead of ruling the cosmos,
This is about life, yeah.
these sections are about virtue, wealth, and love.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is a pretty comprehensive scope. I mean, you've got to admire that.
Absolutely. And it's incredible the way it's structured, too.
Yeah, it's not like some long, drawn-out philosophical text.
30 couplets.
Yeah.
Short, potent verses that really pack a punch.
Yeah, it's like bite-sized wisdom,
Exactly.
which I love. Speaking of bite-size, let's start with Aram,
Okay.
the section on virtue. And you know me, I'm all about this practical takeaways.
Right.
What struck me here, and this is key, is that it doesn't just tell you what to be.
Right.
It shows you the impact.
It does, yeah.
Like, there's this couplet on truthfulness. Truthful words are more powerful than weapons. They can conquer even the strongest forces.
Wow.
How relevant is that today with all the alternative facts flying around?
Yeah, you're right.
It seems like it's more relevant now than ever.
In a world overflowing with information,
Right.
being able to discern the truth is paramount.
Yes. It's like that old saying, honesty is the best policy.
It is.
But like on steroids for the 21st century. Now, another virtue.
That the Thirukkural gets into is self-control.
Self-control, yeah.
Resisting that extra donut, Silencing your phone when it's time to focus.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
It's tougher than ever these days, right?
It is.
What with all the distractions.
Yeah.
But the Thirukkural is saying, you know what? You've got to cultivate that discipline.
Yeah.
It's not about deprivation.
Right.
It's about finding balance.
It's about that inner strength.
And it's not just individual either.
No, it's not.
The Thirukkural, it emphasizes our connection to others.
It does.
The importance of hospitality.
Yeah. Being kind to others.
There are couplets about welcoming guests.
Yes, there are.
Offering a hand to those in need.
Absolutely. It's a reminder that we are all interconnected.
We are all connected.
We're part of a larger web of humanity. And speaking of interconnectedness, we can't overlook the Thirukkural's emphasis on nonviolence,
Oh, absolutely not.
especially in a world that is, let's face it, often torn by conflict.
Yeah,
So we've covered virtue,
right.
but now I'm really curious, how does a text that's so focused on ethics and morality, approach wealth?
Right.
Because that's where Porul comes in, right?
That's right. It might seem a bit unexpected.
Yeah, it's a little bit unexpected, but it makes sense.
It's not just about, accumulating riches.
Right.
Porul goes much deeper than that,
It's deeper, yeah.
exploring the principles of good governance, leadership.
It's like a leadership guide
It is.
with advice that's still so relevant today. I'm thinking of that couplet about choosing advisors based on their wisdom and not just their loyalty.
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, talk about a timeless lesson.
That's a big one, right?
It's like it came straight out of a modern leadership seminar.
It's true.
But the Thirukkural understood way back then that surrounding yourself with different perspectives is essential
It is essential.
for making good decisions.
Yes, it's about having that well-rounded perspective.
Whether you're a king or a CEO, that wisdom still holds true.
Absolutely, it does.
And it's fascinating how the Thirukkural links wealth to friendship as well.
It does, yeah.
Having those solid connections
Having that support system,
in your personal life, your professional life.
absolutely. It emphasizes choosing your friends wisely.
Right. It's not about just amassing a huge network.
No, it's about quality over quantity.
It's about those meaningful relationships that truly enrich your life.
And it all circles back, to that holistic view of a fulfilling life.
Yeah.
Where virtue, wealth, and relationships all play a part.
They all play a part.
They all contribute to our well-being.
And you know what's really interesting? Mahatma Gandhi himself was hugely influenced by the Thirukkural.
He was.
He actually called it, get this, a textbook of indispensable authority on moral life.
That's quite a statement.
If it's good enough for Gandhi.
It's definitely worth paying attention to.
Okay, so now I'm even more excited to dive into Inbam,
Inbam, yes.
the section on love.
The section on love.
It's amazing to think that a text this old can still capture something as universal as love.
I know.
It's incredible.
It's going to be a beautiful journey as we explore that.
It is, yeah.
Because the Thirukkural's portrayal of love,
It's beautiful.
it's beautiful and it's profound.
It is.
And it captures those initial sparks of attraction, that deep bond of companionship, the joys and sorrows that come with loving another person.
It's a reminder that despite all the changes in the world,
Yes.
some things,
They stay the same.
they remain timeless, they're universal.
Those human experiences, those core human
We
experiences.
still fall in love.
Yes.
We long for that connection.
We experience the joy of intimacy.
The pain of separation.
Absolutely. And the Thirukkural portrays these experiences
So well.
with such vivid imagery.
It does.
There's one couplet that actually compares a lover's words to honey.
Oh, wow.
And it's such a beautiful way to express the sweetness and the tenderness of love,
That's beautiful.
isn't it?
And that's what I love about these ancient texts, right? They remind us that despite all our differences, there's this common thread of humanity.
There is.
We're all connected by these shared experiences.
And the Thirukkural does a masterful job of tapping into that,
it really does.
that shared human experience.
You know, one of the things that struck me about how the Thirukkural portrays love is it doesn't shy away from those, tougher emotions either.
Right. It doesn't sugarcoat it.
It doesn't sugarcoat it.
It embraces the full spectrum
Yeah.
of love's experience.
There are couplets about the pain of separation, the longing
There are.
for a loved one who's far away.
Absolutely. Those are real emotions.
It acknowledges that love isn't always easy.
No, it's not.
It can be complex, it can be joyful,
A beautiful tapestry.
it can be painful.
And by acknowledging these difficult emotions, the Thirukkural actually offers a sense of solace and understanding.
It does.
It reminds us that we're not alone in these experiences.
And it's not just about romantic love either, right?
Right. It explores the love between family members as well.
Yeah.
The bond between parents and children, siblings.
It recognizes all the many forms that love can take,
It does.
celebrating those connections
Celebrating them, yeah.
that bind us together.
It's a beautiful reminder that love, in all its forms,
Right.
enriches our lives
Yeah.
and makes us human.
Wow, I'm blown away by how much we've covered.
I know, right?
And we've only scratched the surface here.
We've just dipped our toes in.
It's no wonder this thing has been translated into so many languages.
Over 80, in fact.
80.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So we've explored Aram, Poral, Inbum,
The 3 pillars,
these 3 pillars of a good life,
they are.
according to the Thirukkural. But how does all this ancient wisdom apply to us today,
That's the beauty of it, isn't it?
in the 21st century?
Its wisdom transcends
I know.
time and cultural boundaries.
It really does.
And it offers these insights that are as relevant now as they were centuries ago.
You know, I came into this thinking it might be full of outdated rules, customs that just wouldn't make sense today,
Right.
but it's the opposite.
It is, yeah.
It's packed with practical wisdom.
And you know what else? It's not stuck in the past.
No.
It speaks to what it means to
Exactly.
be human.
It provides a framework
It does.
for ethical living,
Yeah,
for personal growth,
for sure.
for creating a world that is more just and compassionate.
And its emphasis on virtues like compassion, truthfulness, nonviolence,
Especially now.
those are needed now more than ever.
They're so important in today's world.
Absolutely.
So as we move into the next part of our deep dive, I want to leave you with a question.
Okay.
How can the Thirukkural's insights help us navigate this crazy, complex, modern life?
That's a great question.
How can we build a better future? It's something I'll be thinking about
I will too.
as we continue our exploration.
Absolutely.
So stay tuned,
Stay tuned.
because there's so much more to uncover.
So much more to uncover.
Mm.
Diving deeper into Indam, the section on love, you'll find the Thirukkural really stresses the power of words.
Oh, absolutely. It's not about like
It's fascinating.
those big gestures,
Right.
or trying to impress someone.
Right.
It's the little things.
It is.
The way you talk to each other,
Yeah,
really listening,
absolutely.
that can make or break a connection.
There's this couplet. It's beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
The sweetness of a lover's words is as the taste of honey.
Oh, wow.
It really captures that essence.
It's so true. Even the simplest words,
Yes.
when they're spoken with sincerity, with love,
And it makes all the difference,
they have a huge impact.
especially in our world today, right? Everything's so fast-paced.
Right. Texts, tweets.
It's easy to forget.
It's easy to forget.
The power of a genuine conversation.
A heartfelt conversation.
Those words, they linger.
And it goes beyond romantic love, too, don't you think?
Oh, absolutely. Think about friendships,
Yeah.
family, even in the workplace.
Yeah, totally.
A kind word, a genuine compliment.
It goes a long way.
It creates those ripple effects.
It does.
And that's what the Thirukkural encourages us to do.
Yeah.
Be mindful of our speech.
Be mindful.
Use it to uplift, to encourage, to express gratitude.
Yeah.
It's about creating that positive and harmonious environment through our words.
It's like the Thirukkural isn't just about living a good life.
Right.
It's like a communication guide
It is.
for all aspects of our lives.
And it's not just about speaking either.
Right.
The Thirukkural emphasizes listening,
Oh, absolutely. Listening is so important.
active listening.
Yeah, really paying attention.
Not just to the words, but the emotions behind them.
I think that's something
It's hard.
we could all get better at.
It is hard.
I mean, how many arguments, how many conflicts
Oh, so many.
come from just like miscommunication,
Misunderstand.
not really hearing what the other person's trying to say?
Exactly. And the Thirukkural encourages us to listen with empathy.
With empathy,
Yeah, to put ourselves in the other person's shoes,
see the world from their perspective.
to create a space
Yeah.
for that real dialogue, for understanding.
You know, as you're saying this, it makes me think
Yeah.
these principles of communication, they're not just for our personal lives,
Yeah.
they're for society as a whole.
Absolutely. Imagine a world where leaders communicated with empathy,
Can you imagine?
where political discourse was based on respect.
Instead of all the division,
Imagine the possibilities.
it's a powerful thought.
It is.
It really makes you think about how we can use these ancient insights
To create a better world.
to build a more understanding,
Yes.
a more harmonious world.
It's like we've uncovered this timeless toolkit
We
for
have,
building stronger relationships.
not just with each other,
They're not just personal,
but as a society.
but societal as well.
It's amazing.
And it all begins
Yeah.
with something as simple as our words.
I love that. You know, this deep dive,
Yeah.
it's given me a whole new appreciation for the Thirukkural.
It is pretty remarkable.
It's not just an ancient text.
No.
This guide to, like, living well,
Living and loving well.
loving well.
And creating a more compassionate world.
Exactly.
It really is.
We talked about Mahatma Gandhi's admiration for the Thirukkural,
We did.
but he's just one example.
Many others throughout history
So many.
have been touched by this wisdom.
And it goes beyond just individuals.
It does.
It's influenced entire societies.
Cultures, societies, it's been woven into the fabric.
Wow, it's incredible.
Incorporated into education systems, legal frameworks,
Really.
even political discourse. It's amazing.
It's incredible how a text, you know, rooted in a specific culture can
Yeah.
have this kind of universal appeal.
It's a testament to the power of human wisdom
It really
to
is.
transcend those boundaries.
We all share
We do.
those common values.
Oh, this aspiration.
We all strive for love, for meaning,
A life well lived.
a life well lived. Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
You know, it's so easy to get caught up
It is.
in the day-to-day whirlwind of things.
The chaos.
News, work, social media.
It's overwhelming.
We lose sight of what really matters.
It's easy to do.
And that's why, you know,
Yeah.
the Thirukkural, with its timeless wisdom,
It provides that anchor.
it's like that compass,
It is a guidepost
pointing us in the right direction.
back to our values.
Back to our values, exactly.
And in a world that's facing so many challenges,
Right.
its message of compassion, truthfulness, nonviolence,
More important than ever.
more relevant than ever.
Now, we talked about the Thirukkural's global reach,
Yeah,
but it is a treasure of Tamil literature.
it is. It's deeply intertwined.
Can you tell us a little bit about its significance within Tamil culture?
Oh, absolutely. It's considered a masterpiece of Tamil poetry,
Wow.
revered for its elegance, its insights.
It's amazing how something so rooted in one culture
I know, it's amazing.
can resonate with so many others.
It speaks to the power of our shared humanity.
It does.
That at the heart of it,
Yeah.
we all yearn for the same things.
We're coming to the end of this segment, and I have to say, I am just blown away by the wisdom we've uncovered.
It's been a rich exploration,
It really has.
and there's still more to uncover.
There is.
In our final segment, I'm excited to delve into
Yes. Let's talk
to the criticisms and controversies.
Yeah, because no text, no matter how insightful, is without its critics.
That's right. We'll unpack those perspectives
Yeah.
and also discuss how The Thirukkural's wisdom can be applied to the specific challenges
The challenges we face today.
that we face in the 21st century.
Stay with us.
It's been fascinating to see the Thirukkural through these three different lenses.
It really has.
Aram Poral Inbam.
Yeah, such a holistic way of looking at life.
It is, isn't it?
It really is. It's got me thinking, like, how do these ancient virtues apply to the things we're dealing with today?
Right, exactly.
But you're right. Every text has its critics.
Of course.
What are some of the criticisms of the Thirukkural?
One common one
Okay.
is about the Poral section,
Mhm.
the one on wealth and leadership.
Okay.
Some people say it's too idealistic about kings
I can see that.
and that it promotes a social hierarchy.
Right, like a pyramid.
Exactly. That feels very outdated.
It's true. Things have changed a lot.
Especially in today's world
Yeah.
where individual rights and democracy are so important.
It's hard to imagine going back to being ruled by kings.
Right. It's a different world now.
It is, but it's crucial to remember the context.
Absolutely.
The Thirukkural was written in a time when kings were the norm.
That's true.
So instead of just dismissing it.
Right. It's more interesting to look for the deeper meaning,
Exactly.
those timeless truths that still resonate.
Like that couplet about choosing advisors based on wisdom, not just loyalty.
Exactly. That's still so relevant.
Whether you're a CEO or a president,
It's about having people around you
it's about having those diverse voices.
who will challenge you,
Who will tell you when you're wrong?
make you think differently.
Help you see the bigger picture.
Exactly. That's valuable for anyone in a leadership position.
Yeah, anyone at all.
Parents, teachers, anyone.
So even if we don't agree with everything in the Thirukkural,
Right.
there's still so much to learn.
Absolutely. It's about engaging with the ideas
Thinking critically.
and finding what resonates with us today.
Now, besides the actual content,
Yeah.
there's also been debate about who wrote the Thirukkural.
Yes.
And when it was written.
The mysteries of authorship.
Right. What have scholars found out?
Well, it's traditionally attributed to a sage named Thiruvalivar,
Mm-hmm.
but there's no solid historical proof.
So it's still kind of a mystery.
It is a bit of an enigma
And the date.
that's also debated.
Of course.
Most scholars place it somewhere between the 3rd and 6th centuries CE.
Wow. So it's amazing to think
It is, isn't it?
that something with such uncertain origins could have this kind of impact.
The power of ideas.
Right.
That can transcend time and place.
Okay, before we wrap up,
Yes.
I want to go back to the question we asked earlier.
Okay.
How can the Thirukkural help us with the problems we face in the 21st century?
Such a big question.
It is, right? We're talking about conflict, inequality, climate change.
All these complex...
And yet, the Thirukkural's message,
It still shines through.
compassion, truthfulness, nonviolence.
Timeless
So
values.
it's a beacon of hope,
It is. It reminds us what's important.
guiding us toward a better future.
And the Thirukkural's insights on leadership,
Yes, they're so relevant,
making ethical choices, building unity.
creating a better world for everyone.
Exactly. It's all connected.
It's really inspiring to think about.
It is, isn't it?
How an ancient text can still be so relevant today.
The Thirukkural reminds us
Yeah.
that the things we're striving for,
Love,
yeah,
meaning, a good life.
they're not new,
They're timeless.
they're universal.
It's been incredible exploring the Thirukkural with you.
It has been a pleasure.
I've learned so much.
Um,
And to everyone listening, thank you for joining us on the deep dive. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and until next time, stay curious.